welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to give you my vlog of Europe, London plus Paris. I'm going to start off with my room tour. Now, one thing to know about London and Paris is that their rooms are very, very small. You know, the hallways, the bathrooms, the actual rooms, they're cute, but they're small. I think it's because they have small people there. No one there is really large from what I saw. So they have their rooms to fit their people. I'm just used to way bigger when I order a suite. Now, the actual view was beautiful. I loved opening these blinds every morning, looking at those buildings and just getting some fresh air. Again, the hallways are so small, so I kind of wanted to walk through and show you guys like the tiny little bathroom as well as, you know, the other bedroom. And I want y'all to know, like, we spent money on this suite, like money, okay? So it was in a really nice location and it was beautiful outside, but it was very, very small. As you can see, we also had like a kitchen area with like a sink, some supplies up top, some drawers, countertops. We had a nice little living space area, so you know, we were able to kick it there. After every night when we were tired, after like touring and stuff, we came and we all like, we never even watched TV, but we would all come and we would sit there and talk about the day and what we're gonna do next. Of course, I have to open the blinds for each angle because I absolutely love looking outside. It's like my favorite thing to do. We were on like a really peaceful street. Like, it was nothing crazy going on, and it was just pretty and nice. It was very, very comfortable. One thing that was cool was that they had these little pictures up there that said London and hello, and I thought those decorations were super cute because typically you're not used to hotels doing that. That's all of our luggage. I mean, that's only some of our luggage, honestly. Like, we brought so much. But like, if I wanted to cook something, we had our own little oven and stove top. I thought that was so cute. I absolutely love that. Now, after we got dressed and left the actual hotel room, it was time for us to go and do our first activity. So I found this little town center near our hotel, like 15 minutes away, where we would go. So we like called an Uber there. When we got there, we kind of walked. It was pretty much like an outside town center connected to a mall. So this was just like a pretty waterfall that they had outside. And it was like a whole line of restaurants on the side. We were like going to each one, looking at the menu, trying to see what we wanted to eat and what we didn't want. And finally, we found a place that had old Jamaica ginger beer, which I had never seen before. It was good though. Now, this is the meal that we got. I got some weird potatoes I never had before. My brother got like some steak. I don't know honestly what type of meat it is. I said steak, but it's probably not. I can't even remember what that was. I know it was some type of sausage. And then my dad, he got fish and chips, so it was good. Now, soon after we finished eating, again, we decided to go inside the mall, which was freaking huge. This mall was the biggest mall I've ever been in. They had so many stores that I'm used to, stores that I'm not used to. We couldn't even cover the whole mall, and we were there for a long time, but it was just impossible. And of course, they had so many pastry and bakery spots inside of there. And of course, I had to stop to all of them. I love sweets. I love it. I have to check bakeries out everywhere I go. this is me going and talking to someone else from another bakery shop. And pretty much I found out that I was going to get a shake. They looked delicious. This was before my diet, guys. So I was just going to go ahead and dive in. They had gelato and other little stuff. Some waffles. I had never seen these type or made like that before. But I wasn't going to try it out. I was going to stick to something safe. So I decided to get one of these shaky shakes. Y'all, honestly, at this point, I know you're probably thinking I'm fat, but we ran into another bake shop, and of course, I needed some of these goods. Like, look how good these pies and cakes and cookies and brownies and all this stuff looks like. Macaroons. I could not pass it up. And I know that I'm probably late, but I've never had a macaroon before until I went to London, and it was so delicious. Oh my gosh, I need more. And of course, we ran into the store, which we were waiting to run into the whole time. My mom told me before we even booked our flights to London that she needed to buy her a Louis from there. And of course, the first person we ran into is the one that my mom wanted. And that was great for her, but I still had to shop around. But what I wanted, they had a lot of different options because it was a major location in a major mall. But I did see one that I was craving for a long time now. It was kind of like the circular one right here. But I decided not to get it. Even this one, it was very popular and I once wanted it, but I'm like, too many people have it, so I'm not going to get that either. So I kept looking around and I actually found some that I liked and I purchased, but I ended up being so bratty. Guess what I told the workers? I want it to be personalized. Yes, I came all the way to London and I wanted my bag personalized. Like, that's just how I felt. But of course, they couldn't do it because of the type of model. And I'm like, you know what? That's what I wanted, but it's cool. I still spent a lot of money in this store and my mom spent even more. So it was cool. It was whatever. We walked out with so many bags. I had some. She had some. She's like, you know, we're really ridiculous. And I said, we are, because we didn't even need this stuff, but we got it. So, of course, after all that shopping, it was time to eat. And my number one option is always going to be pasta. Now, I tried to keep it cute and do some Spanish pasta, but my mom chose to do otherwise. So, that was cool. So we did a little bit more shopping, and then we were waiting for our Uber to take us back to our hotel because we were going to call it a night. And while we were waiting, I had to get a shot of these cute taxi cabs. I mean, it's pink. It says pretty little thing. I mean, these are so cute. I'm obsessed with stuff like this. And now day 2, it was all about the touring. I mean, we walked London everywhere. We were catching the tour guide bus. We were walking. It was such a beautiful sight. This is the Westminster Abbey. I hope I said that right. It's such a beautiful place. It's where they honor a lot of different people. I know Martin Luther King was on this building. We then went to go see the Buckingham Palace, which is, of course, is one of the palaces where the Queen used to live. It was breathtaking, I will tell you that. The scenery was amazing. I just enjoyed being in the atmosphere of royalty. Now, this was one of my little favorite parts. I don't know, but I'm obsessed with stuff like this. Just watching all of the men like marching around in these gowns, carrying these guns. I mean, it was so cute. I loved it. Everyone else crowded around to watch and see. So it was cool. It was camel worthy. Now, the next stop was going to be Big Ben, which is an enormous clock. I kind of forgot all of the significance around it. It was being constructed when we were there, just built upon. So I can't quite remember, but it's important. So look it up. We then, of course, went to go see the Eye of London. And one thing about London is that they have a lot of cool stuff just in the most popular places everywhere in the city, and people are touring, but some people are just walking around like it's nothing. We came across this statue that I almost fell in my tracks when I saw it. It was of Gandhi. Oh my gosh, like come on. Gandhi in London. This is my favorite part, hands down. Of course, next we decided to go to Kensington Palace, which was on my list. I had to go. I have been hearing about Kensington ever since a little girl, and I had to see it for myself. So at first we were just really sightseeing. It's such a beautiful place. It has so much land and grass and greenery, and I think we were even just kind of chilling because we had just got dropped off by a bus. It was another tour bus that was within the city. But then we were like, okay, which way do we go? And it's called Queen's Way. Queen's Way is the path that you take to actually get to Kensington. So I thought that was cute, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. So we walked like a good hour and 30 minutes before we got there, but eventually we did. So here we are, Kensington Palace. It was beautiful. Like, I mean, honestly, I love stuff like this. I don't know about you guys. The trees were trimmed so perfectly. I mean, the walkway was clear of any debris. I personally loved it. So going up closer, you can kind of see that London has a lot of detail. Like even when it comes to this post that they have here with the gold is their thing. Like I've seen gold everywhere throughout the city. And my mom pointed out that it says to celebrate the Diamond Jubilee of Queen Elizabeth. That was beautiful. I absolutely loved this palace, and I loved it even more because I had a gift shop inside of it. Of course, they're gonna make things more touristy now because people pay to actually go inside. And when I tell you, I played with and touched everything inside this gift shop. Everything was so sparkly and pretty. And of course, not only was I shopping for myself, for memories, I was also shopping for like my family and friends. I'm such a gift freak, so I have to actually get everybody something when I go somewhere. Now, as you can see, all of the actual prices are in euros. So I was picking up everything, checking the price, and of course, in Queen Elizabeth headquarters, honey, they were charging the most. So I had to come over to the sale area. But the sale area actually had the cutest stuff because guess what? Pink is my favorite color. So I just grabbed the little pen. Now, one thing about me is that I'm going to walk around the whole store before I decide exactly what I want, touch everything, and then come back and pick everything up. So that's exactly what I did. Okay. So after spending a check in the gift shop, we then came outside, and across the way from the actual palace, there's this humongous pond. It was so pretty. People were just sitting out, talking, checking, walking. I mean, they were doing pretty much everything. The swans were so beautiful. It was just the perfect effect, honestly. I mean, I thought it was adorable. Stuff like this is so relaxing to me. Now, you guys kind of missed those birds that I just showed, but there were some strange ones that I had never seen before. They weren't like regular ducks. I honestly was scared of them. Even these swans, I was a little questionable about, but I just went ahead and got close because they're so beautiful, and I had to. Now, after this, we just went and got something to eat at this really cool theater and then headed home because we had a really big day planned for the next day. Now, day 3, oh my goodness, you guys, we did so much. So my brother, he knows so much about science, and more than what the average person would know. So he told us about this place called Stonehenge, which is one of the seven wonders of the world, which pretty much means the world doesn't know how it got here, why the ancients put it here, and we have to go see it. So we took a bus trip for 10 hours to go outside of London, and this happens to be the coldest place in England. So it was freezing up there, y'all, but we finally made it, and this is it. This is me walking up there. It was so breathtaking. When I tell you, I know it looks like just rocks, but the thing is, this was done in ancient times, and these rocks cannot be moved by man because they weigh tons. They didn't have technology back then, so the world just has to know, how did they move these and set them up and align them? No one knows why they did it. Some people think that it's a clock. We don't know. It was breathtaking though. It's only 7 wonders of the world, so I'm so blessed I was able to see one of them, and I took this amazing shot and I absolutely loved it. Now, outside of those stones, they have huts that were built here. I can't remember who did it, but they were cool to look at. And of course, I found another gift shop. I am the gift shop queen, y'all. I love spending my time in the gift shop, and unfortunately I spent so much time in this gift shop that I didn't have a chance to go check out those huts that I was just showing y'all before. So you'll see me just touching everything and just going around the whole store because I absolutely love cups. My mom was just like, Ebony, how many cups are you going to buy before you stop buying cups? And I'm like, I don't know. I need a cup for everything. So I was just amazed. I love spending money on little stuff like this. I bought so much stuff, y'all. Like, I don't even want to tell y'all how much stuff I bought. There go my mom, show me another cup. She know I love them, but hey. And again, y'all, like, I literally have to go and touch everything before I decide exactly what I want, because I'm like, listen, I don't know if I want this or this. I don't know which one's better. So I have to go look at it all, touch it, think about it, and then I'm going to make my decision. Now, y'all, I came across this chocolate, and let me tell you, I decided to get the milk chocolate, and it was the best decision I ever made. Left Stonehenge, headed to the next city, and we had an instructor giving us some really good information.
A lot of different stuff. It brought a lot of wealth into the country, and they redesigned the churches because of it. The marketplaces would be by churches and by cathedrals, so they built the church steeple so people could see from miles away where the market was. So whenever you see a church steeple, it's got nothing to do with God. It's all about getting more people to come and spend money.
I mean, he was giving us all the information. So by the time we landed in the city of Bath, a city in actual England, we knew everything already, okay? But of course, we went on our tour, and it was the cutest city ever. So in the city of Bath, they have really nice, unique things there. The first thing that we came across was the oldest building in England. And now they sell buns. Yes, and they're proclaimed to be the biggest buns in the world. I'm not quite sure. They were pretty big. So, I will put my money on it. That's all I'm going to say. Now, I personally wanted to go get me a bun, but I chilled out on them. It was a little museum downstairs, and I wanted to check that out, but we were on the go, so we kept it pushing. Now, walking through Bath was so cute. They had like little stuff that I just like to look at. Honestly, the city is so old, so it looks like it is. He told us that movies were shot there, one being Bridgetown. I'm not quite sure if you guys heard of that, but everything was beautiful. So I just know that I'm sure plenty movies have been shot there and will be shot there in the future. I mean, just look at it. It was so pretty. So they had this shop that was so cute. It had all these little pipes, and it had cigars and liquor. It was like a man cave. Like, if you want to get your man something, this is the shop that you go to in the city of Bath, okay? And he will be completely satisfied. But they also have plenty like little sweet places. So of course we had to stop by the fudge shop. So this was during the tour guide. Of course I snuck back later and actually got some fudge. That's the machine that they make it in, which I think is so cool because it's so old and they slice and dice it themselves. Now, one very important thing about the city of Bath is that it's very religious. So this is actually a church that you're looking at. It's an abbey. Very, very beautiful. Very breathtaking. I mean, everything. I just loved it. The Roman bath that you just saw, it was super historical. So pretty much everyone in the city would come and take a bath at that community bath. And it's still there today, just a huge pool where people took baths out of. I know it sounds unsanitary, but hey, that's how they got down. And you know what? They were fine, I'm sure. So walking through the city, it was just so cute. A little gift with big hearts. I mean, everything was just fun, relaxed. And of course, they had so many other sweet places. All these knickknacks are my favorite. I bought something from each and every one of them. I had to. And then we came across an alcohol place where they had alcohol made from honey. Of course, I had to buy the whole bottle. It's only made in England. It's called Mead. We took some shots and boom, sold. And this was the smallest whiskey in the world. Come on, how cute. Of course, that night we ate dinner and we called it a night. After a long day, it was time for Paris. So we caught that flight and landed in this beautiful city of France. And we walked this beautiful river with all the pretty sightings. I mean, it was even more breathtaking. One thing I will say is that Paris is a lot more dirty than London. And the people in London are way nicer than the people in France. I will say they have pretty sightings. They had so many bridges that were absolutely amazing to look at. And that's kind of what you see us doing right now. Pretty much a guy told us, hey, you want to go to the Eiffel Tower? You should catch a subway to this point and just walk the river. It'll take you 30 minutes to get to the Eiffel Tower, and you'll come across these gift shops on the way and a lot of pretty sightings, and you'll eventually get there. Well, let me tell you, I thought after we passed by this gift shop that soon the Eiffel Tower would come, but that was not the case at all, honey, okay? When I tell you, we passed by painters, we passed by boats, We passed by so many things before we got to the Eiffel Tower. Now, don't get me wrong, we saw so many statues. Like, we saw Lady Liberty, which, of course, France are the original makers of that. They actually gave it to America a long time ago as like a thank you when we helped them out. And they have now a replica in France. Well, the replica was beautiful, even more beautiful than the one we have in America, if you ask me. I really wanted to hop on this restaurant boat to give me something good to eat, but our mission was to make it to the Eiffel Tower, which ended up taking us 4 hours to get to. A 4-hour walk, y'all, not 30 minutes. And when we finally got there, it was beautiful, I must say, but by that time we were hungry, it was nighttime, and it was time to celebrate my mommy's birthday. Yes, my mother's birthday was on this day. How beautiful.
Yeah, happy birthday to you.
Yum. And after we ate right outside the Eiffel Tower at this little cute restaurant, well, it was called the Eiffel Tower, we then went and gift shopped some more. Of course, this is our favorite thing to do. We had to do it before the night was over with. Now, day 2 in Paris was all about shopping. If y'all did not know, Paris is one of the largest fashion industries in the world, and France is where Louis Vuitton has originated. Well, was originated. So my mom was like, yeah, I got a Louis from London, but I want to get one from Paris, France, where they originate from. So we had to go and we had to find a Louis Vuitton in Paris just for my mother. And of course we did. So we found like the shopping center area because we were asking around like, hey, like, where did you get these bags from? Because we saw everybody with designer bags and stuff. And of course we ran into it. Now when I tell y'all this Louis Vuitton store was a freaking wonderland, it was a wonderland. I only got a shot of the shoe section, well, some of the shoe section, but when I tell you we got lost in here, it was 3 floors tall. I spent so much money in here, you won't believe it. Now, it was time to get back on the road. The same day that we went to Louis Vuitton, it was the same day we had to actually fly back to London because we were going to leave for America that following day. Now, this airport was crazy. They had Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Prada. But what blew me away is that this airport has Chanel. I was like, this is crazy. I mean, I could have spent a whole day in the airport, you know, shopping, eating, chilling. But of course, we had no time for that. We actually almost missed our flight back to London, me and my mom. And that was a whole nother story for a whole nother time. Now, of course, when we got back to London, we wanted to have one more meal before it was time to come back to this American food that they feed us. When I tell you everything was delicious, even the actual dessert. Now, I actually had some really good meals, and I didn't show them throughout this video, but here are some of my favorites. When I tell you it was good, it was different, I loved it. So that wraps up my video of Europe with London and Paris. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you liked, tell me what you didn't like, so I can know for the next time. And I can't wait to see you guys again in my next video. Bye!